I'm Marty Stouffer. I often travel deep into the wilderness in search of America's wildlife. But almost anyone, anywhere, can enjoy wild America without even going far from home. Some animals have not only survived man's progress, but are actually thriving within the city limits of many urban areas. Raccoons, deer, coyotes, skunks, and a wide variety of birds are just some of the species that are adapting to a world shared increasingly with humans. While it's tempting to dismiss the animals we commonly see in our city parks and backyards as something less than the real wildlife of the forest, it's from these animals that we can most easily learn about the natural world. A chance sighting of one of these urban creatures as they make do in the new environments which we create is both inspiring and instructive, and it brings a little bit of nature closer to home for all of us as backyard wildlife. The common robin, cheerful and familiar, announces the first day of spring, the first hour of dawn, the first drops of rain. We hardly think of them as wild. Adult robins seem almost civilized. Male and female take turns bringing food to their own offspring and are known to feed the young of other birds as well. It's a wonder that they find time to feed themselves. Familiar as they are, robins are still wild creatures, more subject to nature's law than man's. Not many centuries ago, Earth was one vast wilderness, dotted with isolated villages. The whole world was man's backyard. He lived in harmony with nature. But survival was as uncertain for him as for any other animal. Now, with the spread of industrial society, it seems we must travel far to see wildlife the way it was. In a sense, this is true. In what's left of our swamplands, mountains, and deserts, wild creatures still live according to ancient patterns. There are hazards at every turn. But to this kit fox, the rattlesnake is just a minor obstacle in the constant search for food. There are greater dangers. Other predators may compete with him for small game, or worse, consider him prey. But the bobcat will have to find dinner elsewhere. Wilderness areas, like these Alaskan mountains, are the last stronghold for many splendid wild animals. Solitary and sometimes cantankerous, grizzlies need large territories. They and many others will never adapt to man's environment. When their habitat is gone, they will be too. This makes the wild creatures that can live with man all the more welcome. The pocket gopher can be found digging underground tunnels almost anywhere. He may seem mild-mannered and industrious compared with the grizzly, but he faces the same needs and greater dangers. In nature, anyone out working for an honest living must always be on the alert. Many predators feed on the gopher, but few can follow him underground. This little fellow knows how to do at least one thing, and he does it very well. To escape, the hunted must be at least as smart as the hunter. Like the underground world of the pocket gopher, some wild lives are hidden from us. Nocturnal animals, like this raccoon family, may not often be seen. But others are active day and night. Some can even be observed without leaving the house. Many people find hours of pleasure watching birds and animals visit outdoor feeders, even at night. But there's no need to stay inside. I often take walks in the evening just to listen to the night sounds. To our dismay, our trash may become a midnight snack. Unfortunately, all too many animals become dependent on man for this kind of handout. Keeping trash tightly covered will prevent wildlife from forming bad habits. To know that there are wild animals living healthy, natural lives right in our own neighborhood somehow lifts our spirits, even when all we see is their tracks. It makes our own lives that much richer, more in tune with the world. Some nocturnal animals don't leave much in the way of tracks. The opossum spends most of its time in trees, from the Florida swamps to the parks of New York City. Like its relative, the kangaroo, the opossum is a marsupial, the only one in North America. After a brief gestation, the undeveloped young migrate by instinct to the mother's pouch. Here they grow for about 3 months until ready to emerge, a sort of second birth. They stay with their mother for about a year and soon become skilled at using their prehensile tails for play and for gathering their favorite foods. The fox is an example of a nocturnal animal occasionally seen during the daytime. Though not so tricky as its red cousin, the gray fox is more wary of man. All foxes are omnivorous, eating everything from berries to mice to carrion. Their dens usually have more than one entrance, and the pups are taught never to stray far from home. Cunning is the fox's best defense tactic. They will run along the top of a fence, swim, or double back on their own tracks to escape pursuers. This bag of tricks enables them to live with man and despite man. The gray fox has an added talent. Using its sharp, almost cat-like toenails, it is able to look for food or escape from dogs by climbing a tree. The red fox is more common and more bold. One of my favorite memories of growing up is of Foxy, a wild fox who often ate from the dog's dish in our backyard. Food, water, shelter. Wildlife and man share basic needs. Only the details change. Water, for instance, may double as shelter for some and as a source of food for others. A nearby stream is a great asset in attracting wildlife and in watching their moments of drama. The garter snake is not a fast swimmer, so these minnows are safe as long as they stay in the deeper pools. But something has attracted the snake's attention. It can't hear, and it sees poorly, but physical vibrations are quickly sensed. Sure enough, some of the minnows are trapped in shallow water. The garter snake at first has trouble seeing its prey, and the minnow is quick. But the snake is persistent, and the minnow is out of its element. Nature gracefully provides for death to nourish life. The other trapped minnows will also be eaten by insects, birds, or a family cat, but some will always survive.